Well, too often, inner city neighborhoods face decline as homes age and residents move to newer houses out in the suburbs. Yet that's not the fate of the Cleveland neighborhood in the heart of Oklahoma City. As I found, when residents work with local government, established neighborhoods can still flourish. Jeannie Rudy takes pride in her home and in her neighborhood.
My dad built the home in 1937.
And she's lived here ever since, watching this neighborhood change over the years.
It was vacant land clear on up to what is Northwest Classen now, and we had horses and we pastured them on that land up in Northwest Classen.
That today is the Cleveland neighborhood, a group of well-maintained, moderately priced homes in the heart of Oklahoma City, where kids still walk to school and neighbors still do their own yard work. Dan Martin is president of the Cleveland Neighborhood Association. Why do you like living in a neighborhood like this?
Well, it's conveniently located to downtown and to the malls, but it has a charm all its own.
An idyllic place to live. From manicured yards to well-maintained homes, the Cleveland neighborhood didn't happen by accident.
Every city is really only as strong as its poorest neighborhood.
Georgie Rasco is the executive director of the Neighborhood Alliance of Central Oklahoma, a non-profit organization dedicated to creating safe, attractive, and healthy neighborhoods.
The city wants to attract someone like Dell Corporation or some other major corporation to come into town. They not only go and look for a good place to build their facility, but they look for neighborhoods where their employees want to live. They drive around and look at average income homes. This is where my secretaries are going to live or where my linemen are going to live. We want to have neighborhoods like that that will show off to businesses so they do locate in our city. That makes our economic sense for our community.
Georgie, what does it take for a neighborhood to be successful?
You have to be able to take ownership in your neighborhood, not just the home that you bought or the home that you are renting or living in, but the people that live around you, the streets, the common areas, the green areas. Take responsibility for all of that. Think about all of that as an extended piece of your own property. Because when someone comes to look at property in a neighborhood, to possibly buy property there, they have to drive through all that before they ever get to your home. So they see everything around you, from the shopping centers on the outskirts to the homes on the inside of the neighborhood. And it's your responsibility to help maintain all of that and keep it as pristine as you want it to be.
Sounds like just being a good neighbor.
Being a good neighbor is almost getting to be a lost art in some ways.
That's why a growing number of communities have started their own urban conservation districts, creating areas that establish standards above city code that help maintain a neighborhood's integrity.
What that is like it's an overlay of additional ordinances, so it controls things, maybe motor homes, maybe carports, maybe satellite dishes. I mean, things that typically, things that can detract from appearance and the beauty and the charm of a neighborhood.
Are these rules difficult to enforce?
Well, it takes effort. I mean, we have a UCD officer that contacts people if there's a violation. I mean, we're not like Gestapo.
In fact, Dan says a friendly little nudge can go a long way when neighbors know their neighbors and everyone works together.
We just had an Easter egg hunt. We have spring fling, 4th of July, ice cream social. We do National Night Out. Creating a community that in many ways takes care of itself and preserves older homes for generations to come. Cleveland neighborhood is a place where young people or young couples would like to move into, start a family, and stay.
And taking care of some historic or older neighborhoods is almost like the ultimate recycling.
It is, because people are finally becoming acclimated once again to living in the inner city. They realize how nice it is to live close to the things that are going on downtown, and they're moving back into the inner city, into these old neighborhoods that were ignored for many, many years. But that also means coming back in and realizing that we also have to kind of keep up and maintain the green spaces and the things around those areas in those older neighborhoods. But they have so much to give when we do come back in and start start caring for those older neighborhoods.
Which is exactly what the Cleveland neighborhood has done by turning what was a drainage ditch into a median that looks a lot like a park. In fact, the gazebo there has been the site of numerous neighborhood events, including weddings and even a funeral. When the longtime president of the Neighborhood Association passed away, the neighbors said their goodbyes in a service under the neighborhood gazebo. Now, if you'd like to know more about starting an urban conservation district, the Neighborhood Alliance is a great place to start, and we have a link to their website at okhorizon.com under this week's stories.